If you subscribe to my channel, then you are probably an OnlyFans agency owner, or you are thinking about getting into OFM. Maybe you're a chatter, maybe you're a random guy who has a business. But in this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should not get into OFM, and it is a mistake and is not something that you should do. These are not ironic reasons. These are not joke reasons. These are actual reasons that all have to do with you as a person. Has nothing to do with the industry, has nothing to do with saturation, has nothing to do with making society a bad place and turning women into whores or anything like that. All of these things have to do with you and who you are as a person and your personality type and all that stuff. So before I get into this, I just want to say one more thing, and that is that just because I'm telling you all these reasons why you shouldn't do OFM, it doesn't mean you shouldn't. You can still do it if you want. You can still try. You can still give it a go. And just want to remind you that I did OFM for a very long time before I made any reasonable amount of money. So if I can do it, you can do it. However, if you have any of these things going against you, then you will have a much harder time of it. So reason number 1 why you should, and actually I want to say one more thing. Before I get into the 5 reasons. Like I said, they have nothing to do with saturation. They have nothing to do with how many OnlyFans agencies there are out there and how it's, slowly creeping into mainstream consciousness and how it's saturated and overplayed and nobody wants to do it anymore. And there's no more, all the agencies are too big and they're all too good. No, there is plenty of room. Most agencies are shit. Like when I say shit, I say most agencies are shit. It's an insult to shit to be compared to the agencies. What's worse than shit? What's like super shit? Terrible. And not only are they shit, but it's hard to be good. So there's plenty of room. It's not that saturated. Anyway, let's get into it. Number 1, reason why you should not get into OFM. You're not smart enough. You're just not smart enough. You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You're retarded. You're not intelligent enough. To a slightly lesser extent, maybe you don't have enough world experience. You don't have enough life experience. You don't have enough business experience. Because let's be honest. I mean, think of your average 5-year-old. Your average 5-year-old's pretty fucking stupid. They don't know anything. Yeah, you have smarter and dumber 5-year-olds, sure, but it's still a fucking 5-year-old. How much can you know at 5? Not that much. Like you only started thinking recently. And if you're 18 or 19, not trying to talk you out of it, young bro. There's 19-year-olds who crush. I think Nexi is like fucking 20, probably now, 19 or 20. And he's been in it for fucking, since I started. So like, go figure. But he's the exception. Guys like that are the exception. They're not the rule. Because you'll hear about people who like, oh, I know these guys, these German guys in Dubai, and they make $1 million a month. They're killing it. Okay, fine. Probably not going to be you. Just saying. Probably not going to be you. And the reason why it's not going to be you, or one of the reasons why it probably isn't going to be you, is because you are not smart enough. You need a certain level of intelligence to do this. Yes, of course, there's some retards who get into this and make money. But if you want to build the business in the way that most of us have done it, remote models, black hat traffic, aggressive sales tactics by chatters to build connections with fans. All of that stuff is not fucking easy. It is hard. And if you're an idiot, it's going to be hard for you to do because you're fucking stupid. So I actually remember back, this is like around 2 years ago, OBH, Spencer Benterud, who I recently, from what I understand, just closed his group and scammed a bunch of people. I will still credit him with saying something interesting. He is a smart guy. I mean, obviously not good that he scammed a bunch of people, but like he's intelligent. I'll give him that. I remember he released a video back when the OBH channel was in full swing, and it was something like, "You're too stupid to do OnlyFans." And I remember watching that as a newbie, somebody who'd been in it for 2 months, and I was still very naive back then. And I remember seeing it and being like, wow, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he actually made that video. That's going to be so discouraging to so many people. And I told him that in the group, and I was like, man, honestly, like I'm kind of surprised you made that video. I said something like, it must have been hard to do that, and he acknowledged it. He's like, listen, man, and who knows, maybe he was fucking, social engineering me. I really don't know. But he was like, man, I struggled a lot before I posted that video. I felt really bad because like I don't want to be a dick, but this game is hard and you cannot be a fucking retard. So maybe he was telling the truth. Anyway, that's reason number one. Reason number two, you procrastinate too much. You're not an action taker. In this business, you need to be a fucking action taker. You got to do shit, okay? And it's not like you got to do shit once or twice. It's not like you recruit a model and, okay, good for you, you recruited a model. Now you're on your way. No, because the bitch is probably going to quit. And then what? Then you're back to square one. You got to do it again. Okay, good for you. You recruit another model. Then you go and do the same thing all over again. And then she fucking quits again, or she leaves, or you fuck it up somehow because you don't know what the fuck you're doing because you have no experience, right? And if you are not a massive, massive, massive action taker, then you are not going to get anywhere. Now, obviously, you need to take correct action. And I can tell you that, personally speaking, this was a major problem for me. I wasn't taking enough action. That's why it fucking took... Fuck. That's why it took me so long. Damn, now I gotta fucking delete shit. Sorry, bear with me 1 second here. Action taker, so on and so forth. Just 1 second. Fuck. How much space do I have now? I really need to like clean off. Okay, good. 5 gigs, we're good. You need to be an action taker, and one of the reasons why it took me so long to get good and make a bunch of money is because I was not an action taker. I wasn't taking enough action. I didn't have enough models. I wasn't driving enough traffic. I didn't have enough chatters. And I didn't have those things, not because I was working on it for 12 hours a day, but because I wasn't working on it. I was recording YouTube videos and doing bullshit and writing blogs and fucking wandering around and cooking dinner and shit, going to the gym. I wasn't, and I'm much more focused now. I'm much more motivated now. I work much harder now. And not only that, now that I understand that OnlyFans is basically a game of chatting, I'm taking much more focused action now, which is important, okay? You can't just be a massive action taker and take the wrong action all the time because, then you're going to fucking not get anything done. But I feel like that's and it's not just for OnlyFans management, it could be for anything. A lot of people wait a long time because they're like, well, I don't know what to do yet. So let me actually figure out the best way to do it. And then when I know exactly what I'm going to do, then I'll go do it and I'll fucking, work really hard on it. But for now, I'm still just going to research. So you absolutely must take action, and you got to fucking take tons of action all the time. Number 3, why you should not get into OFM. It's a big one. You don't have the stomach for it. You don't. You just don't have the stomach for it. This is a game. It requires testicular fucking fortitude. Why does it require testicular fortitude? Because it is discouraging. It is disheartening. There are a lot of places where shit can go wrong. And imagine, it's like I've never played Dark Souls, but from what I understand, it's a very unforgiving video game. You go, you play the game, you get to a certain point in the level, and you get fucking shanked once and you're dead. That's it. And OFM is kind of like that also. You can have a model and you can drive traffic and you can do everything perfectly. Oh, guess what? Your chatter fucks up, organizes a meetup, done. It's all done. Maybe you get the account back, maybe not. The model's pissed, you lose the account, there's 20 grand a month down the drain. Then what? Then you got to fucking start over. You got to get a new girl. You got to put that bitch on fucking Fansly or something. Fire the chatter. You got to get a new chatter. Start over from scratch. It's very unforgiving. Okay. And that's just one thing, right? Imagine all of the points in the fucking system that are unforgiving. Recruiting is unforgiving. You recruit these fucking girls. Yes, of course I want to work for you. Yeah, it'll be so amazing. She doesn't show up to the Zoom call. Then the next one shows up to the Zoom call. Oh my God, yeah, I'm super excited. I definitely want to do it. Ghosts you. Never hear from her. The next one shows up to the Zoom call. Oh my God, I love it. Then you onboard her, and then she doesn't fucking give you any content. Done. The next one, Zoom call, recruit, Zoom call, onboard, sends you content, but it's shit, and she's fucking retarded. And you're like, no, I don't want you to do it like that. Take your fucking ring light and put it on yourself like this, and then she stops talking to you. Then you recruit a girl, Zoom call, set up the account, onboarding. She sends you the correct content, but then you have a bad day, let's say, or whatever. You watch too many Andrew Tate videos or too many like misogynist videos, and you're like, fuck these bitches. And she does something that you interpret as, you know, a insult to your honor. And you're like, fuck you, or whatever. You lose your temper and you fucking blow it with her because you're not thinking with your business brain. You're thinking with your manly brain. I've done that, by the way. It's not good. It's not fun. That girl, whatever. Who cares? In the past. Anyway, the point is that there are a lot of points where this shit can go wrong and it can fuck you over, and you can have all your work flushed down the toilet instantly, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it takes its fucking toll. Now, ultimately, it will forge you into a person who is extremely resourceful and has balls of fucking steel. But do you have the stomach to get that far? Maybe you don't. Why wouldn't you? Well, maybe you have a lot of other options that you can fucking go do instead. And you're like, oh, fuck this OFM shit. I'm going to go, you know, get a job here making 150 grand a year. Okay. If I had that option available to me when I was struggling, I might have fucking taken it. You know, tell me I can go make fucking 15 grand a month working some fucking job instead of all the shit I was doing. I might have done it. Who knows? Not only that, you don't have the stomach to fucking hire people, right? Hiring chatters. That is like one of the most frustrating things that I've ever done. You know, I'll hire these people. I write the job ad, put them through the entire hiring process, talk to them, train them. I train them personally. They shadow somebody. I set up accounts for them on Inflow. I get them logged in. I give them all the content. I teach them what to do. Then a day later, I hear from the fucking manager, oh, this guy quit. He sent me a message this morning. He quit. Done. And then what? Then I got to fucking go through the whole process again with somebody else. It's just part of the game. That's just how it is. You get used to it eventually. But in the beginning, it sucks because you're like, oh, I'm sure this guy's going to be good. I know he's going to be good because of X, Y, and Z. And then he fucking quits after one day, or he doesn't show up to the fucking training. And that's not even talking about all the fucking retards you got to talk to even get the couple that are good enough and professional enough to even come to the training. And don't even get me fucking started on the community. Oh my God, God forbid you're fucking active on Telegram and like maybe you get scammed, you know, you might get fucking scammed by somebody. You probably will get scammed by, everybody gets fucking scammed. It is what it is. It's a rite of passage in the game. Okay, you don't get scammed, but you ask a question and a bunch of fucking toxic people start talking shit to you, make you feel bad. Oh my God, these people are being so mean to me. I didn't know that. I thought we were all G's. I thought we were all top G's, right? We're going to make money from these hoes. It's not like that. These people are out to fucking suck your blood, bro. They don't give a fuck about you. They're not nice like me, and I'm not even fucking nice. People send me DMs on Telegram. I had somebody send me a DM on Telegram, and they're like, hey, bro, I just got a model, and I have good chatters. What should I do for traffic? And I'm like, do I know you? Why are you asking me? Go ask in a group. What do you think? I'm going to give you a fucking detailed traffic plan because, like, you asked me? Go... Even if I did, I'm like, oh, here's what you do, bro. You go do this and you go do that and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything that you couldn't get from asking a group or asking in 10 groups and being like, what do you guys think? What should I do for traffic? Don't you think you would rather have like more people's opinion than just me? Let's say I tell you Bumble. Okay, then what? Then I know you're just going to ask me more fucking questions. I'm not trying to, I mean, okay, you want to pay me $5,000? Sure, I'll answer your fucking questions. But like, and I'm the nice guy. I'm one of the nice ones. I will respond to you, right? God forbid you get somebody else who's going to scam you or ignore you or whatever. So that's a big one. You know, you got to know what you're getting into. This is not an easy game. This is not a game for beginners. This is not a game for people who like think everyone's going to play fair and everybody's nice and we're one big happy family. No, it's ruthless. Very ruthless. Number 4, you have bad technical skills. Are you not good on computers? Now, to be fair, I do know somebody who like doesn't know how to make a computer. And do you guys know Matt Mann? He's like a famous fucking, I mean, he's not, I don't know, is he famous? I don't know. He's well known. I hope I'm not putting him on blast here, but like Matt Mann doesn't know how to use a computer, or at least he didn't know how to use a computer, you know, a year and a half ago when he bought some software from me. He didn't know. He's like, he bought it and I'm not, please don't say I'm like talking shit about him, but he bought it from me. It was $500. I didn't know who he was at the time. It was $500. He bought it from me and I sent it to him and it was in a zip file. And he's like, what do I do? How do I use this? And I'm like, you need to unzip it. And he's like, okay, how do I do that? I'm like, I gave him like WinRAR or something. And then he unzips it and he's like, oh, now what do I do? And he had a Mac. And I was like, well, you can't use it on a Mac. You need a VPS. He's like, what's a VPS? I'm like, okay. Showed him how to get a VPS. Downloads it, puts it on a VPS. And then he's like, bro, what do I do now? Like, no compute. And I asked him, I've told this story before. I never said it was Matt Mann, but surprise, surprise, that's who it is. And I asked him, I was like, are you new to OFM? Because I'm not going to be mean to somebody who just bought something for $500. I was like, are you new? And he's like, no. And I was like, no, I asked him, I was like, are you new to this? And he's like, I do 200K a month. And I'm like, you do 200K a month? And then I think I asked him, I was like, do you know how to use a computer? And he's like, no, I don't. And I was like, well, how do you do 200K a month? And he says, well, most of what I do is managing people. And I was like, okay, well, that's a good answer, but like, is that going to be you? I've had a handful of conversations with him. I don't know anything really about him, but from what I've seen, the way that he runs his business, he's young, I think early 20s, and he just knows hot girls in person and fucking somehow like is able to manage non-retarded VAs to get them to sell and chat. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't taken a deep dive into what he does business wise, but he runs everything from his phone and knows a bunch of hot girls in real life and gets them to do stuff. Is that you? Probably not. You're probably a normal fucking guy out somewhere. You don't know any girls. You don't go to fucking clubs. And if you do go to clubs, you don't have a bunch of fucking hot girls hitting you up trying to fucking dance for you on camera. That's not going to be you. So you need to do it the hard way, the way that the rest of us do it, which is like reverse engineer a million things and try to figure it out and how to fucking make money. You got to figure out how to recruit girls that you don't know in person. What do you have to do that? Well, there's 50 fucking things you need to do. How to write the opening message, how to make a fucking Instagram account, how to run Instagram ads, how to buy from a fucking marketplace without getting fucking ripped off or buying a dud or fucking it up on the Zoom call. On and on like that. There's a ton of shit that you need to do. And most of it requires technical skills, or at least the ability to acquire new technical skills. If you do not have that, right, there's like once you do this game for long enough, I know that, let's say I come across a new method or I come across something to get traffic or to do whatever, and I don't know how to do it. If I don't know how to do it, I know that I can figure it out. I know now because I figured so much stuff out now on my own, Google, ChatGPT, asking other people. I know that if I set my mind to it, I can figure out how it works and what it does, and I can fucking conquer the mountain. But if that's not you, if you don't have that background, well, then you're fucked, bro. Or you have a long road in front of you. Number 5, why you should not get into OFM is you have bad social skills. You just have bad social skills, bro. You need reasonable social skills to do this, because this is a game of people. You are managing people. Forget about the community. Forget about Telegram. Forget about fucking, getting your questions answered in a group. Let's say that's easy enough even for somebody with bad social skills. But it's going to be very obvious that you are socially retarded when you recruit a new model who, whatever, is expecting you to be professional because she was fucking sold the dream, and you're saying dumb shit to her and you're acting like a fucking fool because you have bad social skills. If you have bad it's not even social skills, it's like people skills, bad management skills. That takes time, it takes experience, right? Do you study pickup content? Do you study seduction content? Do you read psychology studies? Do you read books on management? Do you analyze people's body language for fun when you talk to them? Are you even exposed to a lot of people? Or are you fucking on your computer 5 billion hours a day and you're 22 years old and you haven't made a friend in fucking, since high school, and you don't even talk to them and you're like a closet shut-in, or you have crippling anxiety or whatever the fuck it is? If you have bad social skills and you're not able to overcome that, how the fuck are you supposed to make this work? You're going to be a one-man show and fucking crack the code on everything with amazing technical skills? Okay, well, good luck. I hope it works out for you. You're just competing against billion-dollar companies, but maybe it'll work for you. But even if you do have those amazing skills, you still need a certain level of social skills or people skills in order to make this work. Why? Because you're going to be managing people. You're going to be managing models. You're going to be working with fucking VAs. You got to get the VAs to do shit. And it's not enough to just fucking pay them money and be a retard and hope that they do what you asked them to do. I think that's it. Anyway, those are 5 reasons why you should not get into OFM. But if you do, then buy my coaching package. Just kidding. But no, really, you should buy it if you have $5,000. Okay, cool. Let me know what you think about that. Drop me a comment, like the video, subscribe. What are some reasons you think people should not get into OFM? Let me know. I'll see you in the next one.